I'll check.
Leather teacher, am I audible?
Yeah, sir.
Yes,
You are
sir.
very
Yes,
much
sir.
audible,
Very
sir.
clear, and audio and video both. Both, sir. Very good.
Okay. Okay.
1 minute, sir.
Okay now? Okay now? You can see me?
Yeah, sir. We can see.
You can see audible?
Yeah, audible. So before you start,
Okay,
sir, just you can ask that so that one of us can confirm when you start your speech.
Yeah. But as it is okay, na?
Yeah, as it is okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank
So I
you,
think,
sir.
Lata, 11 now?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can go ahead.
we'll start. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Kalyani.
Anu Bhadraha Kritavo Yantu Vishwata. Let noble thoughts come to us from every side. This powerful mantra from the Rig Veda has been the defining concept of this glorious institution called Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, permeating its length and breadth since inception. Honorable Chairman, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, CA Sri Venugopal C. Govind, Most respected Director, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, Sri E. Ramankuti, invited guests and all the other dignitaries present here. Namaste and pranams to each of you. It is with immense pleasure that I welcome you all to the ceremonial close of the Golden Jubilee celebrations of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra. 50 years is truly a milestone in the history of any institution, especially so when marked by laudable achievements year after year, enhancing its glory and grandeur and upholding the pristine spirit of Indian culture. Today, as we come full circle to culminate the Golden Jubilee celebrations, let us remember the selfless service rendered by the stalwarts of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, who helped us grow as an institution committed to a broader vision. During the 5 decades of its journey, the Kendra has been recognized as an institution with an international outlook, socially committed, touching all facets of life and enriching all spheres of activity. We recall the marvelous ways in which the Kochi Kendra has fulfilled its mission of imparting education, moral and spiritual values and discipline, and molding citizens who will bring about a culture of peace and love, which our country needs today. The Golden Jubilee celebrations included a plethora of exciting events spread over the year, making it the most festive and memorable period that will go down in the history of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra. Light is the universal symbol of truth, knowledge, prosperity, and happiness. It eliminates miseries and spreads the divine grace around us.
Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampada. Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampada. Shatru buddhi vinashaya deepajyotir namostute. Deepajyotir namostute.
Prayer is essential to understand God and perceive His existence through our body and intellect. To commence this auspicious function, let's invoke the blessings of the Almighty. The prayer is being rendered by the students of Bhavan Schools, Kochi Kendra.
Uma Maheshwara Kumara Ganapati Namah गजमुख दयानिधे लम्बोदर गंगाधर पुत्र अम्बासुत पंगेरुह नेत्र गुणनैककुलं स्थितिभीतपदं गुणगौरव गर्वितसत्यपदं कमलोदर कोमलपादतलं तव नौमि सरस्वती पादयुगम् सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु
May I now invite Srimati Sukumari Menon, Education Officer, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Kochi, Kendra, for the welcome address. Ma'am, please.
Every celebration is an experience. The memory might fade, but its fragrance lingers on in the depths of our hearts. The Golden Jubilee year, which was inaugurated in August 2019, is drawing to a close. Ours is not merely a celebration of chronological time. We have embraced a strong cultural and educational tradition set down by the illustrious and eminent founders of this institution. Today, as the celebration comes to a full circle to culminate in this valedictory function, let us bow down to the Almighty for His benevolence, for we have so much to be thankful for. Namaste and a very warm good morning to all of you. Coming to my assigned duty, it is a matter of immense pride and honor for us to acknowledge the presence of the distinguished members from the head office in Mumbai. Our President, Shri Surendralal Ji Mehta, Executive Secretary and Director General, Shri H.N. Dastu, Director Shikshan Bharati, Shri Rakesh Saxena, and Executive Committee Member, Professor and Advisor to the Dean of S.P. Jain Institute of Management and Research, Mumbai, Dr. R. Shesha Iyer. Our pranams and most cordial welcome, sirs. May I now have the pleasure of welcoming our chairman, C.A. Venugopal C. Govind, known for his insatiable insistence on excellence and perfection in everything that we do, which in turn has given us a sense of achievement and fulfillment. Most hearty welcome, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our Vice Chairman, C.A.G. Gopinathan, and our Honorary Secretary and Treasurer, C.A.K. Shankaranarayan, who have always directed and guided us in our endeavors. Most cordial welcome, sirs. I'm extremely happy to welcome our Director, Sri E. Ramankuti, a person of rare simplicity and humility, yet an extremely gifted administrator. Welcome, sir, most warmly. A warm note of welcome to Professor Ambat Vijay Kumar, Executive Committee Member of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Kochi, and Sri Rajagopal Nair, Dean Brim. Welcome, sirs. A very cordial welcome to all our Kendra committee members. Let me share my happiness in welcoming all the chairmen, secretaries, directors, and principals of our various Kendras and schools across the country, the education officers from the other zones, Sri Anil Sharma, Sri J.S. Murthy, and Dr. N.S.K. Swami, to this joyous function. Your presence is much valued and appreciated. A wholehearted welcome to our principals, vice principals, heads of nursery divisions, coordinators, chairmen of the school managing committees, president and members of the PTA, my colleagues in the education and research wing, all staff members and well-wishers. Welcome once again and wish you all have a wonderful and enjoyable day. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. The past honored, the future energized, and the present undoubtedly becomes a celebration. As we reflect upon our past achievements, we introspect on the preparations to meet the challenges that lie ahead. Let's embark on a mesmerizing journey through pages where time and memories, the true artists, have etched the glory of this splendid institution. We are all ears as the pages of time and memories take us through the glorious history of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Kochi, Kendra.
We are the pages in the book of time, silent witnesses to the momentous events that have changed and shaped the world. Mute characters preserving the posterity, all things great and small. Come traverse with us through these endless pages as we take you through the glorious history of the splendid institution, the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Kochi, Kendra. The Bhavan had its roots from Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Mumbai, established in 1938. Our pranams to all its founding fathers, the great Karma Yogi, Kanhaiyalal Maneklal Munshi, who started the Bhavan inspired by the dream of the Mahatma. Later, it flourished under the guidance of late Sri S. Ramakrishnan, Executive Secretary and Director General of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. Ever since, it has been managed by far-sighted leaders. Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan has grown over the years with this motto in mind and action.
I witnessed the inauguration of the grand Golden Jubilee celebrations, the beginning of jubilations for a whole year. How can one forget the historic year 1970? The year that marked the establishment of the Bhavan's Kochi Kendra, which has now grown into a sacred sanctuary of learning, including 7 schools in and around Kochi. The Mahila Vibhag, the Kala Bharati, the Bhavan's Nursery Teachers Training College, Bhavan's Royal Institute of Management, the Bhavan's College of Arts and Commerce, the Bhavan's Balamandirs, and the Bhavan's Education and Research Wing, providing quality education to around 15,000 students.
The Kendra reaches out to the society through innumerable ways. Its collaboration with the palliative care unit of the General Hospital, staff contribution to the Chief Minister's Flood Relief Fund, the construction and handing over of 15 houses for people affected by the devastating flood of 2018, the PM Cares Fund and the Chief Minister's Fund during the pandemic. I have seen Bhavan as a benefactor to the needy as well. The Mahila Vibhag, started in 1984, houses 2 clinics and daycare centers for young children providing healthcare, food and clothing. It also provides pension to 20 old women, runs a stitching and printing unit and provides training and employment.
The Kendra, jointly with Infosys and SPICMACE, organizes outreach programs to promote and preserve ancient art forms. The Kala Bharati, founded in 2009, is an attempt to revive art and culture. And Sapariya, a 5-day workshop organized annually, encourages students to fine-tune their artistic caliber. Sanskrit is also greatly promoted by all its institutions.
Staying true to the ideals set by the founding father, the Bhavan's Research and Development Center, established in 2016, came up with Sattva, a series of books on value education for classes 1 to 10. Top-notch workshops and training sessions are also organized by them for the teaching and non-teaching staff.
The Bhavanites continue to represent their prestigious institution internationally at the Harvard Model United Nations, the NASA Expedition Mission, student-teacher exchange programs with schools in Kent, England and Finland. I constantly notice the alumni of this reputed organization in all prominent fields across the globe.
The Bhavan is a pioneer in introducing inclusive education and has a center of the NIOS functioning at the Bhavan's El Makra since 1992. Leaving no stone unturned for delivering what is best for the students, Atal Tinkering Labs have been set up under the Niti Aayog. The NCC cadets enrolled in 21 Kerala Battalion add another feather to the cap of this magnificent institution.
With great exuberance, I have seen students in and around Kochi participate in the highly prestigious MKK Nair Quiz Competition, the Dr. K.M. Munshi Memorial Inter-School Athletic Meet, the National Science Day Quiz Competition and Exhibition, and the Bhavan's Model United Nations, hosted by the Kochi Kendra.
I distinctly remember the day it all started, the humble beginning of Bhavan. How, on 28 May 1970, a meeting of members of the ad hoc committee comprising Sri R. Madhavan Nair, Sri Vasudevan Pillai, Sri K.C. Menon and Sri Venugopal C. Govind was held, presided over by Mahakavi G. Shankara Kurup. Kulapati Dr. K.M. Munshiji appointed a Kendra committee with Justice Sri T.S. Krishnamurthy Iyer as the first chairman and Mahakavi G. Shankara Kurup as one of the vice chairmen. Dr. G.S. Pathak, the then Vice President of India, formally inaugurated the Bhavan's Kerala Kendra on 9 September 1970. Sensing the need for a spacious building to house all activities, the foundation stone for this Kendra was laid by former President Sri V.V. Giri on 2nd February 1972, presided over by then Chief Minister of Kerala Sri Achyuta Menon.
June 1977, a milestone for Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. The Kendra took its first stride by moving into the Yelamakara campus with classes 1 to 5. Since then, there has been no looking back for Bhavan. It has always attributed its strength to its staff, parents, students, and all well-wishers. Famous personalities from all walks of life have graced numerous occasions here, including Swami Chinmayananda, Sri Nani Palkhiwala, Srimati M.S. Subbalakshmi, Sri K.R. Narayanan, Sri T.N. Seshan, and Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam.
The Sardar Patel Sabhagriha had various cultural organizations like the Tamil, Bengali, Kannada and Andhra associations joining hands with Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan to celebrate art and culture during Navratri. Bhavan is truly a big, beautiful family that lives in perfect harmony. The present Kendra committee, led by Chairman C.A. Sri Venugopal C. Govind and Director Sri E. Ramangutti, continue the great Bhavan tradition by leading from the forefront. The managing committee includes eminent personalities from Kochi.
Our students have attained the pinnacle of their intellectual capabilities with the sparkle of 100% results every year. The CBSE 2020 toppers in both the AISSE and AISSCE of the Bhavan schools acknowledge that success comes to the most persevering. The staff has also brought laurels and fame to the institution. I have also watched with intrigue and fascination the various CBSE sporting cluster events and CBSE science exhibitions that the Kendra has hosted with precision and finesse.
When the Golden Jubilee celebration started last year, I was there too, relishing it all at the Sardar Patel Sabhagriha. A spectacular array of prodigious performances by esteemed artists were organized, adding zest and color to the whole event. Sri Gopalakrishna Gandhi IAS, grandson of Mahatma Gandhi, launched Project Gandhi to promote and propagate Gandhian philosophy. The Anne Frank House, Amsterdam, with Bhavan's Kochi Kendra, presented an international traveling expo on the life history of Anne Frank. The felicitations of many esteemed dignitaries and lecture series by learned scholars were truly awe-inspiring.
And here we are at the culmination of this year-long celebration of greatness. And what a fantabulous way of wrapping it up in style and grandeur.
The future most certainly is promising for Bhavan. The future projects in hand appease both the brain and the heart. I'm sure you will be with me to witness the growth of this magnanimous institution, the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra. Innumerable times have I chanted this verse with its students and will continue to chant with them in true Bhavanite spirit. Loka samastha sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Let me thank the entire technical team for this fabulous journey into the glory of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Kochi Kendra, and molding this reality to our heart's desire. It's my privilege to invite our director, Sri E. Ramanguti, to deliver the presidential address. Sir, please.
My pranams at the feet of Munshiji, Sri C.A. Venugopal C. Govind, Chairman, Sri G. Gopinathan, Vice Chairman, Sri K. Shankaranarayanan, Honorary Secretary and Treasurer, my colleagues in the Kendra Committee, members of Bhavan's fraternity, friends and well-wishers. Namaste. A very hearty good morning to all of you. On the occasion of the Golden Jubilee valedictory celebrations of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, I extend my warmest greetings to each member of the Bhavan's family. The Golden Jubilee year has sped away swiftly, and today we have assembled for its close. But swift though the days and months gone by have been, they have also been satisfying and fulfilling. Yet this is the time to reflect upon our achievements, our journey through these years, and what the future destination is to be. Today, the Golden Jubilee celebrations had a very colorful start with the inauguration by Sri Srihariji Ane, and trustee and executive committee member of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Mumbai, on 17th August 2019, and a plethora of exciting events followed. The release of the Jubilee logo by our Honorable Chairman, Sri Venugopal C. Govind, talks by eminent personalities Sri Gopalakrishna Gandhi, Dr. M.S. Valiyathan, Dr. G. Madhavan Nair, Dr. K.S. Radhakrishnan, Sri B.K. Krishnaraj Vanavarayar, to name a few. An international exhibition on the life of Anne Frank by the Anne Frank Foundation, Amsterdam, an All India Conference for Teachers of Social Science in association with History for Peace, Kolkata, musical and dance recitals to impart a mood of festivity and cheer to the celebrations to make it one of the most cherished, memorable, and vibrant periods in the life of this institution. Today, as I speak to this august house, I feel an immense satisfaction as the Bhavan is continuing in imparting education steeped in moral and spiritual values and molding generations of students capable to bringing a culture of growth, peace, and love. At this juncture, let me recall the selfless devotion, dedication, and determination of all those who have been a part of the institution's growth, the former and the present members of the managing committee, the principals, the teaching and non-teaching staff, all of whom who worked tirelessly with unwavering faith and diligence and a spirit of conviction. Let me pause for a moment and offer my pranams to those who held the reins. The Kochi Kendra is now one of the biggest Kendras of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan and occupies a pride of place in the city with a string of 7 senior secondary schools and their respective preschool divisions, a college for arts and commerce, a management institute, a nursery teacher training center, a Mahila Vibhag for the empowerment of underprivileged women, Bhavan's Research and Development Center and Education Wing, and Kala Bharati, a center for the promotion of performing arts, yoga, and Sanskrit. We also have a palliative care unit in association with General Hospital here to take care of the poor people and offer them care and solace to the sick and needy. All our educational institutions are furnished with the latest in technology, have expansive playfields, beautifully landscaped gardens, and a student roll of over 15,000. A new KG complex for Bhavan's Vidya Mandir Eru has been fully equipped for the joyful learning for the children. That has been already inaugurated. The kindergarten section is functioning in the Tangshed Palace, located in the city center, would have been commissioned in June 2020, but the unfortunate pandemic shelved the progress. The work has recommenced. The building will be ready soon. Construction of new buildings for Balamandirs at Kakinad and Thiruvankulam are underway and will commence soon. Today, after a journey of 50 years, as we stand on the threshold of the next phase of our growth, a sense of deep satisfaction and fulfillment fills our being. Thousands of children have passed through our hands. They have had opportunities to fulfill their potential and transform their dreams into reality. It gives us immense joy to see them doing well, all the while upholding the traditions and values that the Bhavan has instilled in them. We will continue our work with greater zeal and enthusiasm, as the words of our founder Kulapati Munshiji are etched in our hearts. Bhavan's work is God's work. To all of you teachers, I would urge you to move forward with the courage of conviction in your hearts. As flag bearers of this institution, keep up the wonderful tradition we have inherited from our founder fathers. Impart to your students the greatest of all gifts, the gift of knowledge, and prepare them to be globally relevant, yet humane in their outlook. Nourished and guided by the scholarly, over the years, the Kendra has shed its light over the length and breadth of this country. Rooted in values, we derive strength from the people of our well-wishers. Today will give way to tomorrow, and tomorrow will dawn into a day after, and yet another 50 years will fade into oblivion. But let us endeavor to comprehend the thoughts of our founders and embody the visions which they cherished. May the institution continue to flourish and thrive for ages, all ages. My best wishes and prayers to all. Thank you and pranams.
Thank you, sir. The opulence of any happy occasion is encomiums, wishes, and prayers from our well-wishers. And on this momentous occasion, it is an honor and privilege to lend our ears to the Golden Jubilee Goodwill Message from the Honorable Vice President of India, Sri M. Venkaiah Naidu. May I invite Professor Ambat Vijay Kumar, Executive Committee Member, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, for the introduction and reading of the Goodwill Message from the Honorable Vice President of India, Sri M. Venkaiah Naidu, on his behalf. Sir, please.
Namaste and good morning to you all. I am happy to present before you a brief profile of Sri M. Venkaiah Naidu, the Honorable Vice President of India. Muppavarappu Venkaiah Naidu is the Vice President of India since 11th August 2017. Earlier, He was the Minister for Rural Development in the Atal Bihari Vajpayee cabinet in 1999. He also served as the Minister of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation, Urban Development, and Information and Broadcasting in the Narendra Modi cabinet in 2014. Sri Venkaiah Naidu was born on 1st July 1949 at Chavattapalam, Nellore district in Andhra Pradesh state, to Sri Rangaiah Naidu and Srimati Ramanamma. He pursued his bachelor's degree in politics and diplomatic studies from VR College, Nellore. Later, he acquired a bachelor's degree in law with a specialization in international law from Andhra University College of Law, Visakhapatnam. Both as a student leader and political figure, Naidu gained prominence as a brilliant orator who vigorously championed the cause of the farmers and the development of backward areas. His oratory skills and political activism propelled his political career, and he was elected as an MLA to the Andhra Pradesh Legislative Assembly twice from Udayagiri constituency in Nellore district in 1978 and 1983. A prominent leader of Bharatiya Janata Party, he also served as its national president from 2002 to 2004. He is married to Srimati Usha, and the couple is blessed with a son and a daughter. With this brief introduction, may I proceed to read his goodwill message for the Golden Jubilee celebrations. The message reads as follows. I am happy to know that Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra is organizing the valedictory function of its Golden Jubilee celebrations virtually on September 11, 2020. Completion of 5 decades is a major milestone in the journey of an institution. I am happy to note that Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan is endeavoring to revitalize our ancient values and reintegrate them into modern education in an appropriate manner through its various schools, colleges, and research centers. I also commend Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra for imparting education in subjects ranging from Carnatic music to computers, from Sanskrit to business management, and from yoga to journalism. I am hopeful that the institution will be successful in nurturing well-rounded individuals who are intellectually, physically, emotionally, and spiritually strong. I extend my greetings and congratulations to students, teachers, and all the staff members of the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, and wish the valedictory function of its Golden Jubilee celebrations all success. Signed, M. Venkaiah Naidu, 3rd September 2020. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The President of the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Mumbai, Sri Surendralal Ji Mehta, has been kind enough to send a Golden Jubilee goodwill message to the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, and it is my privilege to request the Vice Chairman Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, CA G. Gopinathan, to read his goodwill message.
They are muted.
Sir, excuse me. Sir, excuse me. Please unmute yourself, sir.
Sorry. Chairman, Sri Venugopal Sri Govind, Director, Ramakuti Sir, Secretary, other members of the Managing Committee, education consultants, principals, and other distinguished guests. I have great pleasure in reading out the President's biodata, which is cut short, but the main portion I'll read out now. Sri Surendralal Mehta, the present President of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan worldwide, has been actively associated with Bhavan for the past 5 decades and is the longest serving president after Munshi-ji. Born on 2nd October as our revered father of the nation, he completed his postgraduate studies and joined the family business of jute mills, tea gardens, coal mines, paper and packaging, insurance, engineering, shipping, and other agencies. He served as the chairman of the Jardine Henderson Limited for 20 years before retiring. He was also associated with many associations and served as a trustee, notably among them the Bhavani for Educational Society, Mumukshu Bhavan. His interests span from Vedic studies to social work and is a trustee of several institutions. Sri Surendralal Mehta is the president of Bhavan from 2007 and continues to lead this institution. If it was not for this pandemic, I am sure it would have been a great privilege for our president to be amongst us. I'll read out the message that he has sent to us. I am extremely delighted that Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra is celebrating its Golden Jubilee. On the occasion of its valedictory function, I extend my greetings and felicitations to all those associated with the Kendra for past 50 years. I personally thank everyone who has contributed for its growth. Kochi Kendra was inaugurated in September 1970 by Sri G.S. Pathak, the then Vice President of India. Today, the Kendra has expanded itself into an educational, social, and cultural hub in the city and beyond in Kerala. It has 7 schools, 2 management institutes, and a nursery teachers training college. Kochi Kendra has done a commendable social work in all these years, particularly during the devastating floods in 2018, including construction of more than a dozen homes for the needy. In the cultural field, it has made a very good contribution in both visual and performing arts. I once again wish the Golden Jubilee celebration a grand success, that the Kendra continue to flourish for all times to come. Sri S.G. Mehta, President, September 3rd, 2020. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. The Executive Secretary and Director General Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Mumbai, Sri H.N. Dastur, has also sent his message of commendation, and it is my pleasure to request Srimati Renuka N. Menon, Education Officer, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, to read the message.
Namaste. Brief profile of Sri H.N. Dastur. Sri H.N. Dastur is an alumni of the Bhavan's postgraduate diploma course of journalism and was a student editor. His talent was noticed by founder Dr. K.M. Munshi and S. Ramakrishnan, Executive Secretary and Director General at that time. They offered the then 23-year-old the role of the first public relations officer and assistant editor of the Bhavan's journal. He has been elevated to the post of Executive Secretary and Director General in 2006. From then, he has been guiding Bhavan's Kendras across the country. Bhavan has grown manifold in the last 1.5 decades under his leadership. I move on to the pleasant duty of reading Sri Dasturji's message. My greetings and good wishes to all the members of Bhavan family at Kochi. Over the years, the Kochi Kendra and its institutions have recorded heartening growth on all fronts. In fact, it is one of the best run Kendras of the Bhavan. My heartfelt congratulations to the Kendra chairman, director, committee members, and everyone else, including our students. God bless all of you. Signed, H.N. Dastu, 7 September 2020.
Thank you, madam. May I request the distinguished chairman of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, C.A. Venugopal C. Govind, to deliver the valedictory address at this valedictory function of the year-long Golden Jubilee celebration of the Kochi Kendra, which commenced on 17th August 2019.
Thank you, Sri Jyoti. Namaste and pranams to all. My humble pranams to our venerable founder, Kulapati Kannaiyalal Munshiji, and also his consort, Leelavati Munshiji. whose soul I'm sure are blessing us at this point of time now. Our highly respected, dedicated President, National President, Sri Surendralal Mehtaji, our highly committed, dedicated Executive Secretary and Trustee of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Central Bhavan, Sri Homi Dasturji, all my distinguished colleagues in the Managing Committee, our eminent Director, Sri Ramangutti, our respected educational officers, research center coordinator, principals, vice principals, all our teachers, parents, students, and all in the Bhavan's family worldwide who are listening to this event at this point of time. My humble pranams to all of you. Today is a great day, a great event, a great occasion for all of us to join together and rejoice in unison. Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra is culminating its Golden Jubilee celebration, completing 50 years of its dedicated service to the society at large. 50 years is fairly a long journey, as any institution or individual goes through. In period of time, from a historic perspective though, it may appear to be but short. Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, as we have seen now from the visuals, has been going strong, spreading its wings far and wide, flying high, soaring heights in diverse fields of education, literature, art and culture, touching the lives of many. Thanks to the great vision of our founders, Bhavan treaded the path of virtues and righteousness, as entrenched firmly on ethical, social, cultural, and spiritual values, as laid down in our timeless, priceless Upanishads. Satyam, Dharmam, Bhakti, Yajnam, Jnanam, Viveka, and Seva, immortal concepts. It has taken Bhavan, all its institution and all in Bhavan, to Jyotish, Shreyas, and lasting Yashas. Bhavan perhaps has no parallel on this that make us truly humble in service. Bhavan is committed to its ideal, which we hold aloft so dear to our heart, transformation through education. Concepts powerful, arduous in process, but essential to attain as an objective for quality human life to uphold and cherish. Kochi Kendra cannot rest as we have miles to go and miles to go ahead. Engaged now in the mission of transforming close to 15,000 young ones. Our dedicated team of close to 1,000 teachers, whom we consider our gems and pearls, some even our diamonds, are fully aware of the responsibility to society, nation, and humanity at large. They are learning, relearning, retraining, and reinventing constantly to achieve the high objective we have set, beyond even the vision of the nation, to grow, mold, shape our young ones to discover themselves, climb heights, and conquer the world, nothing less. In the immortal words of Swami Vivekananda, our young ones have to be with muscles of iron and nerves of steel in body, with compassion and love in mind, and with determination, dedication, dynamism, and creativity in their intellect, adhering to the core infinite values drawn from a Taittiriyopanishad, Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara, to emerge themselves as complete humans. We have been fortunate in these trying times to have the unreserved support, guidance, and direction from our towering leaders, our honored President of Central Bhavan, Sri Surendralal Mehtaji, and our Executive Trustee and thus Executive Secretary and Trustee, Sri H.N. Dasturji, whose foresight and devotion to Bhavan have taken this mighty institution to its golden heights, what we see now. In Kochi, we have been fortunate enough to to have a group of matchless, eminent educational officers, consultants, and research coordinator who all have served our institution through the teaching profession for decades in our Bhavan schools at all levels, bringing together the rich and invaluable experience of close to a century and a half in education. We have with us competent principals and vice principals, HODs and teachers with commendable commitment and pedagogical leadership who ensure quality education for our students at all levels. We have a well-designed, unique, full-fledged research center, and unique one of its kind, consisting of eminent educationists drawn from all over India, inspired and guided by the head of our Central Section Bharati, Sri Rakesh Saxena. The center constantly reviews, updates, upgrades, reinvents the educational needs, processes, and methodologies to provide modern, advanced, current, and relevant education within the system to our young ones. In that, we are perhaps one step ahead of the vision in our new educational policy of India 2022. We are fully seized of the challenges of the national policy to bring about a total change in our entire educational system from kindergarten to higher education levels, with a view to resurrect the lost glory of our ancient times of our nation, Bharat Mahan, to re-emerge as a fountainhead of all knowledge, wisdom, and intellectual prowess. We have planned assiduously to take up with serious study all elements of the visionary policy for in-depth evaluation, effective implementation to bring forth a paradigm change in the mindset, confidence, competence, and capability of our young ones. We are sure we will achieve this. While academic excellence and all-round proficiency in fine arts and sports have been our hallmark quality of commitment, we have received high priority in our scheme of balanced education with quality and value at all the levels too. We have in our journey through time addressed the needs of the poor and the suffering, the underprivileged and the challenged sections of our society to reach out with many projects of social and community service under our well-established and well-run Mahila Vibhag, about which a reference was made by our director, ably led by a wholly devoted, eminent elderly physician, and assisted by a team of committed women, young and old. We have promoted fine arts in all forms of dance, music, and the like, in an institution called Kala Bharati, led and guided by an experienced specialist in the field. At this hour of our success in service, we remember and pay our homage to our great noble founder, Kulapati Kanayalal Munshiji, and his partner in life and mission, Srimati Leelavati Munshi, who too served Bhavan with admirable distinction, and all those noble souls who contributed for the glory of our institution, which we are enjoying today. Their thoughts, their words, their deeds, and their ideals, demonstrated through practical action in their lives, shall inspire us, guide and motivate us in our ongoing journey to exceed excellence. Our dear parents, we call them as such, close to 15,000 of our students have been the source of constant support and cooperation extended to us directly and through our parent-teacher association functioning very effectively, whose contributions to the growth of our institutions are immense, beyond words. Our alumni from all our institutions over the decades that passed, consisting of over 40,000 and more, who are shining as bright stars in all fields all over the globe. And they reach out to us for anything and everything at any time, enriching us in many ways. We have a vision for future, a compendium of our desires and dreams, drawn by our duty and dedication to society and humanity. This will shortly be unfolded before you by our experienced think tank. We shall live further, holding close all our immortal values. Amritam tu Vidya. Education is nectar. Vidya. Vyayekrite vardhadayeva nityam. From the never-ending, never-drying Amrita Kalashaha. We all say, we all chant, Purnamidam, Purnamadam, Purnat, Purnamadachyate, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vashishyate. That Amrita Kalasha, that pot is always full in all respects. And our motto, drawn from the Rig Veda, you have listened to that. Ano Badraha Kratavo Yantu Vishwataha Adabdhosa Aparitasa Udbhidaha. What words! Let noble thoughts, fine, pure, chaste, auspicious thoughts, creative ideas, and knowledge in all measure flow into us. Come to us incessantly, unhindered, unpolluted, boundless, ceaseless from all sides in the universe, Vishwataha, that shall shake us to arise, awake, and inspire, kindle, ignite, motivate us all to act in noble deeds to succeed. As the Jyoti of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan spreads its duty and thus guru, removing darkness from all corners, physically, literally, intellectually. And as we close our golden years that passed, we bow our head in solemn reverence before all those who marched with us hand in hand, living with us in our Bhavan. And we call them all very affectionately Bhavanites, wherever they are. We say once a Bhavanite, always a Bhavanite. They have been with us and they will be with us all through our journey. We submit our all before Lord the Almighty, the Omniscient, the Omnipresent, the Omnipotent, with faith, unfailing faith, that the Supreme Power will be with us at all times. Tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite Dr. R. Sesha Iyer, Professor and Advisor to the Dean, SP Jain Institute of Management and Research, Mumbai, and Executive Committee Member, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, to offer felicitations on this great occasion.
Respected, hold your mute. Respected Chairman Venugopal Sri Govind, our President Ramaguti Sir, and all my colleague executive members. After such an inspiring speech by our President, I am thrilled actually. And I feel highly privileged to be associated with the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Cochin Center. So I extend my heartiest congratulations to the executive members, the chairman, the secretary, and also all the teachers, staff, students, parents, earlier principals who have built this institution and brought to this level and go on taking to higher and higher heights. I am humbled to be a part of this great Cochin Kendra, not only part of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, but especially a part of the Cochin Kendra. And it is a great opportunity because to be a member of the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan itself is a great opportunity, because Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan was established by a people, leaders who are generally inspired by a sense of service. And in order to bring up the value system culture across India, And it is the single institution with the largest number of educational institutions in India. And we can be very much proud to be a part of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. And touching the lives of millions of students, even the Kochi Kendra, 15,000 you said. So many getting an opportunity to touch the life of children at an impressionable age. It is a great opportunity. Because I'm a strong believer in our Vedic culture. This universe is considered as an interconnected, interdependent cosmos. In this interdependent system, every one of us is a consumer and a contributor. See, we are a consumer because whatever we get is the work done by other people. And we are to be grateful to the other people for all the benefits that we get. And if we are benefited by the contribution done by other creations in the world, we are expected to contribute back. And this is called Yajna Bhava. It is the dharma. It is our dharma to contribute back to the society from whom or from which we are earning and getting so many things back. So this consumer-contributor relationship is the reason we feel really happy. See, when we become happy, when we get a satisfaction, when we get a sense of purpose in life, is when we feel we are useful to other people. At this age, I have come to really to the conclusion. It is not the dress we wear or the wealth that we take. Finally, the happiness comes from how useful we are to society. And how we can be to society. The system has programmed us to be useful. In addition, human beings have got a discriminatory power to be more contributive. And we get different roles in our life. Personal as well as official. I'm a father. I got some duty to my children. A husband, some duty to wife. A teacher, a duty. So every role that we get calls for a duty, a dharma to be done to other people. And according to our belief, the greatest and the noblest dharma or the dana we can give to other people is Vidya dana. So you can imagine how privileged we are to be born as a teacher, to be able to give Vidya to other people. And that also a teacher in such a great institution like Bharatiya Vidya. And I will extend it to be a teacher of the Bharatiya Bhavan under Kochi Kendra is a great thing, a great privilege, a great opportunity. Now, I recollect Ullur Parameshwaraya's words. Veshameni kendennu vidhippadu aho bhavachittam Vishwapriyanai nadanam jeyvadu vidhayan enkrutyam. I strongly believe in that because what role we got, what we became, many things are planned and we get different role. And every role that we get, it is our dharma duty to play that role to the delight of the legitimate stakeholders. So here is an opportunity for us to inspire the children, to motivate the children, to bring in the high potential of the student from within. And they will be remembering you always. I studied in a Malayalam medium, in a government high school nearby, Perimbaur. And I still remember the great teachers of the day, Govindanguti, Narayananguti, all these people were great teachers. Teachers with a high knowledge, high level of commitment, dedication. And I can tell you, they were innovative in teaching as it is today. And they used to take us to the field and the different experiment they conducted, taking the globe and showing. They made a play, made the learning enjoyable. I am telling a government high school in my time, even at that time, dedicated people. And gratitude continues. So here I am telling you, we are getting a great opportunity to be a teacher in order to contribute and touch the life of the young children. And we have to make use of, unless we are inspired, unless we are motivated, unless we are dedicated, we cannot make out the students motivated and inspired. The motivation has to grow from within. And another important thing at this occasion I want to tell you, see, I am associated with Bharatiya Bhavan for the last maybe 15 years. And I had an opportunity being in Bombay and in touch with the head office. to visit many centers, many Kendras I have gone. But I can confidently tell you that Cochin Center is one of the, Cochin Kendra is one of the best managed center. A good governance system and a leadership highly dedicated, fairness, sense of service, and everywhere intentions are always good, whatever they did. And I tell you, I feel humbled and say it was a great opportunity to be associated with this group of people who are doing such a very great dedicated service. So dear friends, this presentation that you made now today is high quality. In our SP JMR Management Institute with so many people, what we conduct when we compare, what you have done itself is a proof how you are adaptable to a change in the system and bring it, the technology and other things fast. And now the doors are open to you with the new education policy coming. Even though some challenges may be there, great opportunities are open to you. And with such a group of dedicated people at the top and dedicated teachers in the institution, I am very sure that the Cochin Center is going to fly higher and higher. And I wish the best for this and a very great time to come. And on behalf of myself and the head office people, as if I represent at the head office, I wish a great time to come. All the best wishes to the Cochin Kendra. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I should also join in the very profusely thanking Dr. Sheshaya. Fantastic, doctor. Coming from you, from a small beginning, humble beginning, as you said, from a government school in Perimbaur, and to reach the heights to be the dean and director of the nation's one of the best or the best institute of management, SPJ Institute of Management and Research, a pride for all of us in the field of managing, and be part of our central Bhavan. Your words mean a lot to us. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, once again. Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, which has reached the half-century mark, is all poised to embrace all that is required to sustain its irrefutable reputation as a progressive, dynamic institution. We now have stalwarts of our institution sharing the vision of Bhavan's Kochi Kendra in different realms. First and foremost, let me invite academic consultant and education officer Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, Srimati Meena Vishwanathan, to share her perception.
Namaste. Can you hear me?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Yeah. All those associated with the Bhavan will agree with me that Bhavan has grown by leaps and bounds in the last 50 years. So what do I envision for the next 30 or 40 years is what has been asked of me. Strange as it may seem, I've been associated with the Bhavan Kochi Kendra for the last 44 years and has seen this growth happen. I've chosen to speak on 3 areas of focus of this great organization, which are some of the core areas that Bhavan values immensely. Propagating Indian art and culture, value for education, and concern for the environment. I see Bhavan moving into new premises, a spacious building with a state-of-the-art auditorium, with excellent, most modern sound system, with recording and streaming facilities, spacious rooms to conduct regular and online classes, and plenty of parking space. Taking this Kala Bharati forward, or for the propagation of art and music, I have a vision that we have to tie up with top-notch musicians, dancers, and artists. And academies like the RLV Academy, Swati Tirunal Music College, Anil Srinivasan and Shankar Mahadevan School of Music, and many of our the ex-students who are all into the field of music. Using digital technology, conduct online classes in dance, music, and art for the benefit of the community. Understanding and appreciation of Malayalam poetry and taking Sanskrit to further heights and for both the young and the old alike. Starting a digital library on par with the National Digital Library with books, films, reference books, catering to all ages. The digital books can be seen and read on their own devices at home. Again, a community, the work that we can do with the community. On similar lines as the Atal Tinkering Labs, start workshops with certified courses for the youth in areas like bricklaying, pottery, robotics, plumbing, as part of skill development for the youth to gain employment. As mentioned in our National Policy, Education Policy 2020. Increase the access to the specially or differently able students by starting an institution with top-class modern facilities. Increase the intake to the NIOS, the National Institute of Open Schooling centers that we already run. The children with learning disability who are denied admissions in regular schools would love to come to our regular school which is run by the Bhavan. In tune with Munshiji's celebration of Vana Mahotsav, create a physical space for environmental learning. By developing a botanical garden that houses exotic and indigenous plants, preserving different types of trees, design walkways, open it to all the public to come visit and learn from there. Tie up with the Marine and Fisheries College and build an aquarium. Young and old alike can view marine life, all a service to the community in Kochi. In conclusion, transform Bhavan into a 21st century cultural center with cutting-edge experts and programs. To become a movement, not only in Kochi, but the whole of Kerala. This is what I envision for Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. May I now invite the coordinator of the Bhavan's Research and Development Center, Kochi Kendra, Srimati Jaya Jacob, to share her perception of the Bhavan's vision.
Namaste and a warm welcome to all present here. Bhavan's Research Center was set up in the year 2016 with a clear long-term vision to create a young generation aspiring for education for life, not for living, by embracing the fundamental values. Center had been organizing trainings, conferences, workshops, exhibitions for students, and most importantly, authoring value education series ever since its inception. However, the center has envisaged a series of activities for the future with the aim of creating global citizens who are socially responsible and locally committed. Our ultimate aim is to enable all our institutions to exceed the excellence in all aspects, empowering our teachers and equipping them to take up the challenges of education is of prime importance in the light of the introduction of new education policy. Teachers can be given autonomy to redesign their classrooms in this context. Setting up of an in-house training institute by pooling our resources will strengthen the teaching community. And teachers can also be provided with opportunities to experiential learning, experimental learning, and taking up research projects, etc. Rooted in values, our students should acquire the 21st century skill. Continuous training to master the same. We need to set up a life skill development center in one of our campus will cater to such needs of our students so as to enable them to become competent in the world market. Developing a resource bank, pooling the experience and expertise and knowledge of our teachers can be utilized to develop the content for the smart class based on the syllabus. Now the NEP concentrate on core concept. Such a customized content development at our end will help the teachers to better their delivery, and students will greatly benefit by it. Upgrading the value education Sattva series by including few more core relevant values, which aims at molding them from human to human. Preparing the students for competitive examinations like NTSC, KVPY, and Olympiad. The NTSC, we are already doing it, and we'll be starting the others soon. Feedback and feed forward should be seriously implemented as part of teaching learning process. For the revival, preservation, and promotion of our age-old art and culture, setting up a full-fledged cultural academy is the need of the hour, wherein the students can learn different art forms and eminent artists can be invited to take classes for the same. Disruptive innovation is the need of the hour. For us to survive in future, our institutions should become centers of research. More and more research projects should be encouraged to nurture scientific spirit and inquiry. National education policy urges the need for a 4-year B.Ed program. Starting a B.Ed institution can provide quality teachers to all the Bhavan schools across India. Collaboration with some of the top schools in India and abroad will give exposure to our children and teachers can adopt the best strategies and methodologies from such institutions to better their performance. Same way, link up with top companies and organizations where students can acquire experience and the required training in different skills. Like visit to NASA, students to be taken to literary festivals and cultural festivals held outside Kerala, which will widen their horizon. It's not what we do for the children, but what we had taught them to do for themselves that will make them successful human beings. Mahila Vibhag is the social welfare wing of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. It was established in 1984 with a purpose to uplift the women in and around the city, especially Gandhinagar. Today, Dr. Vijayalakshmi Menon is heading Mahila Vibhag, a totally committed and dedicated person doing absolutely voluntary work. They are doing selfless work for the society, which includes running a tailoring unit, notebook manufacturing unit, running an Anganwadi, providing monthly pension to the needy people, providing medical support, etc. The list is endless. However, it's time to widen their activities, making it more professional in every aspect. Making the stitching unit more professional and extend the facilities to outside Bhavan too. Adopting non-performing preschools or Anganwadis and integrate them to Bhavan's main schools. Recycling unit, recycle the unusable products and repurpose them and make it available to students and public. Imparting life skills and vocational training to underprivileged children and women, and through this education make them economically independent to achieve their dreams. Empowering children living in shelters and orphanages, and also to start for a center for inclusive education to help the differently abled children. Quality of notebooks also need to be improved since we are selling it under the Bhavan's brand name. An eco-friendly unit which should produce bags, pencils, recycled fabric clothes, rechargeable batteries, reusable water bottles, etc., so that we can preserve the nature. Regular medical camps to be organized, especially in rural areas. Thank you for this opportunity. I would like to conclude the golden words of our founder. Bhavan's work is God's work. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. It is my pleasure to invite Dr. Rajagopal Nair, Dean of the Bhavan's Royal Institute of Management, Thiruvankulam, to speak to this esteemed audience on his perception of the Bhavan's vision for higher education.
Namaste and good morning to all. Dear respected Chairman, C.A. Venugopal C. Govind, dear respected Director, Sri Ramagutti Warrior, respected principals, vice principals, teachers, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. The ageless message of Shraddha, Samyama, and Samarpana. That is faith, self-discipline, and dedication, which is imbibed by the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan since 1938, is the guiding principle of Bhavan's Royal Institute of Management. We believe in sustainable growth, both qualitative and quantitative, which are interdependent. We believe in qualitative growth of each individual student that will lead to the quantitative progress of the whole institution and vice versa. The outcome-based education at Bhavan's B School and Bhavan's College of Arts and Commerce is targeted at achieving desirable outcomes in terms of knowledge, skills, attitude, and behavior of our students. Established in 2002, Bhavan's Royal Institution of Management, the only B school under Kochi Kendra, has reached the stage of growth and prosperity. Established in 2015, Bhavan's College of Arts and Commerce is in the takeoff stage. Keeping in mind the new education policy of the Government of India, the short-term and long-term perspectives and the vision statement is drafted. Bhavan's B School is a standalone MBA institute offering 2-year full-time MBA program, and Bhavan's College of Arts and Commerce is at present offering UG programs in 4 disciplines: BCom, BBA, and BA English. Our vision is to commence PG programs in Commerce and English Literature in tune with the National Education Policy of the Government of India. The short-term vision of the Bhavan's B School is to increase the intake to 120 students from the present sanctioned strength of 60. Accreditation from National Board of Accreditation NBA is a huge challenge, but we are hopeful that we will secure the same. It is also our vision that all our faculty members will secure their PhD by 2021 and will engage in quality research. The new education policy 2020 is expected to bring positive, long-lasting changes in the education system. As stated in the National Education Policy 2020, government will phase out the affiliation of colleges in 15 years, and a stage-wise mechanism is to be established for granting graded autonomy to colleges. This is a huge opportunity for both Bhavan's B School and Bhavan's College of Arts and Commerce to achieve both administrative and academic autonomy. In the days to come, our aim will be to redraft our short-term and long-term vision and mission to achieve this end. Another initiative in the new education policy is multiple entry and exit option in undergraduate courses with appropriate certification. That is, a certificate after first year of undergraduation, a diploma after second year, a degree after third year, and a degree with research after fourth year. But the challenge is how far the industry will accept this partial certification. Bhavans would find an opportunity here to enrich our students by providing vocational add-on courses in their respective areas of study, and also to provide them with new generation courses on artificial intelligence, data analysis, big data, etc. The national education policy mentioned about allowing foreign campuses to be opened in India. This is a commendable step. This strategy helps in getting a better valued degree at much lesser price. This has opened up an opportunity for Bhavans to go for collaborations with foreign universities to strengthen both MBA and undergraduate programs currently offered by our institution. National education policy proposes to scrap the approval and affiliating agencies like UGC, AICTE, NBA, NAC, etc. in a phased manner. But Bhavan's B School has decided to secure affiliation from the National Board of Accreditation because it will be a great motivation for us in all our future endeavors. Thus, I conclude. Curriculum, pedagogy, continuous assessment, and student support are the cornerstones for quality learning. Along with providing suitable resources and infrastructure such as quality libraries, classrooms, labs, technology, sports, recreation, etc., a number of initiatives will be required to ensure that learning environment are engaging and supportive and enable our students to succeed. With the support of management, we are hopeful to achieve the same. At the end of the day, we have to prove that we are second to none. Of course, by upholding the Bhavan's values. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Senior Principal, Bhavan's Vidya Mandir Elamakkara, Srimati Sunita S., to speak to you on the academic perspective of the Bhavan's vision.
Thank you, Sri Jyoti. Namaste. I would like in the next 5 minutes to briefly outline our academic vision that builds upon the Bhavan's foundational mission of steadfastly endeavoring to instill in our students rootedness and pride in the rich culture of India, while at the same time reintegrating life values to suit the changing needs of modern times. In the next few years, as we renew, rebuild, and enhance our campuses and academic programs, we ought to assume the responsibility of defining our path to excellence in all spheres of activity. Let me begin with the early childhood education journey as envisaged by the National Education Policy, based on the principle that education must develop not only cognitive capacities of both foundational literacy and numeracy, but also encourage social, ethical, and emotional capacities and dispositions. The playway method, experiential learning, crossover learning, and adaptive teaching can either be applied to classroom activities or in online environments where learners control their own pace of study. Flipped classrooms and gamification with leaderboards, instant feedback, and reward milestone accomplishments may be used productively to engage students and help them acquire hard to master dimensions of the language and numeracy skills. Here, I would like to stress upon the need to form a core curriculum committee comprising curriculum development professionals and the right combination of teachers with rich experience as well as novices whose ideas and outlook would be more in sync with the student community. The committee would work towards providing a flexible, agile, and proactive academic framework that accommodates diverse learning styles and ensures multiple learning and delivery modes. The core curriculum committee will reimagine and redesign the curriculum transaction and provide a framework to reduce each subject to its core essentials. This would make space for critical thinking and more holistic learning while clarifying and refining teaching practices. ICT, coding, art integration, and skill-based teaching ought to be incorporated in such a manner that collaboration, creativity, innovation, and higher order thinking capacities are targeted. General engagement and enjoyment of learning through interactive, integrated projects that target mastery of curricula across disciplines should be the norm. In short, with the merging of theoretical knowledge, practical skills, and self-regulation with reflective and metacognitive skills, the emphasis would shift from rote learning and learning for exams to conceptual understanding. Thus, the proposed integrative pedagogy model designed by the core curriculum committee would foster a comprehensive approach to learning. A critical element that we have to incorporate in the curricular transactions of the future is effective planning and provision for vocational subjects. Full-fledged unguided labs ought to be introduced for classes 6 to 8, since students will be given increased flexibility and choice. Contemporary vocational subjects such as artificial intelligence, home economics, design thinking, global citizenship education, etc. will be undertaken to develop various skills in students at all levels. These unguided labs would promote flexible, multi-level, inquiry-based learning and thus encourage critical thinking and innovation. Additionally, regular counseling and career guidance will enable students to identify their learning trajectories and thereby narrow down the choice of their career path according to their talents and interests. The curriculum framework and the transaction mechanism for class 9th upwards will be in place to ensure that not only the cognitive development but also character building and key 21st century skills would be incorporated to equip students as holistic and well-rounded individuals. Furthermore, interactive e-textbooks that engage students in voluntary and joyful activities can be complemented by experiential learning and peer tutoring, etc. The education system that we envisage should encourage self and peer assessment. This would enhance students' learning through knowledge diffusion and exchange of ideas, as well as promote the skills of reflective practice and self-monitoring. A robust system of continuous, formative, adaptive assessment will be developed to track and thereby individualize and self-pace each student's learning. Therefore, the aim of assessment in the culture of our schooling system will help the teacher and students and the entire schooling system to continuously revise teaching learning processes and optimize learning and development for all students. We have the talent, the vision, and confidence to create a better future. Let's create the Bhavan's consortium of schools that produce a rich flow of ideas, spark invention and innovation, and improve the quality of life for all people. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. It is my pleasure to invite Sri Suresh K, Principal, Bhavan's Adarsh Vidyalaya, Kakanad, to present his views.
Namaste to all of you. I am focusing much on the technology and infrastructure. Dr. K.M. Munshi, a far-sighted visionary and a practical idealist, believed that India has everything in itself to climb up to any new millennium. The Bhavan, his extended shadow, is a vibrant symbol of his great vision. We at Bhavan believe that ancient insights must be correlated with modern discoveries to make India reclaim its rightful place in the mantle of world education. In the relentless quest for excellence, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra envisages a vision for the infrastructural and technological development of its institutions in the next 10 to 20 years. As the inherent thread that runs through the national education policy is the interplay of education and technology. Digital content, digital pedagogy, digital libraries, digital labs, digital repositories, online teaching, and learning tools will be a part of our infrastructure and curriculum in the coming years. The campus and the classrooms will be Wi-Fi supported, and the classes will be digitally smart with devices that support e-learning. Students will be accessing personalized tabs and devices in the classroom, recommended by National Education Policy as one of the means to achieve 100% foundation level learning. It would be a golden moment for our entire Kendra when humanoid robot assisted learning becomes a reality in our schools. Robotic lab, adult tinkering lab, and language lab will be a part of our school system. Virtual personal assistants and virtual home assistants have seen a surge in popularity and usage. These devices work on the AI-powered voice recognition technology, and these voice recognition framework will be the future assistants in the teaching learning process in our institutions. Virtual labs will be introduced so that all students have equal access to quality, practical, and hands-on experiment-based learning experiences with existing e-learning platforms such as Diksha, Swayam, and Swayam Prabha, acting as the corridors. Diksha and Swayam will be integrated to the school's digital hub. Digital library will be another major attraction in the coming years as the future schools head towards e-learning campuses. These libraries will become the knowledge center as they provide access to e-journals, e-magazines, e-books across the world, and in turn transforms the dynamics of education by engaging students to learn in exciting new ways. Each student will be the sole owner of the resources that he or she has collected from across the globe, and our libraries will be the focal point of all these accumulated digital resources. The school website is an indicator of the credibility of an institution. It will act as the strategic hub of all sorts of communication between the school and all those who connected with it. The need to integrate vocational education into mainstream education will make the students self-reliant. Internship opportunities to learn vocational subjects will be made available. Workstations for carpentry, electrical work, and metalwork, pottery making need to be incorporated in all our schools. Culinary arts will be incorporated. This promotes the lifetime skill of healthy cooking and develops fine motor skills. We look forward to make our campuses more green and promote sustainable and eco-friendly practices. Usage of solar power, optimizing electricity and water use, including green policies such as waste management, paperless office, rainwater harvesting, water recycling, organic kitchen garden will be implemented. Vertical gardens will be made popular in institutions with space restrictions. Sports integrated learning will be undertaken in classrooms transactions to help students adopt fitness as a lifelong attitude as envisaged in the Fit India movement. It will be made sure that the equipment and environment cater to the interest of every student in the preparatory and the foundational stage. A well-knit curriculum which considers playgrounds as an extension of classrooms and a place for wellness exploration will soon be a reality. Multi-gym, swimming pools, horse riding, lawn tennis will add more color to the sports sector. The National Education Policy proposes to bring a paradigm shift in the healthcare system of educational institutions. As a forerunner of changes, as always, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan proposes to give a facelift to the existing system of health, nutrition, fitness, wellness, sanitation, and hygiene. In addition to these plans, all the schools will have a nurse on duty to give timely medical assistance to the students. High quality washrooms with sanitary ware of international standards and sensor attached water flow system will be maintained. A museum to treasure the glory of the past will soon be a reality in our campuses. Art and craft workshops along with craft store, drawing classes supplemented with an art gallery, music and dance classes along with a recording studio will be major attractions of our institutions. Safety and security of children is a matter of paramount importance. Chip and sensor attached ID cards and school transport for each and every student would add more value to the institution. We presume that the combination of high quality infrastructure, adoption of latest technology, and a group of talented tech savvy teachers will make our system the best in the country. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite Srimati Parvati E., Principal, Bhavan's Vidya Mandir, Erur, to share her views on the co-scholastic perspective of the Bhavan's vision.
If we teach today as we taught yesterday, we rob our children of tomorrow. Namaste and a warm good morning to all present here. Every innovation in the field of education must basically aim at making children physically strong, mentally alert, and morally straight. They should be brought up in such a way as to practice the ideals of democracy in their life. Growing children should become self-reliant and have a pride of place in their nation. The best in man should remain in him without it being polluted, and there lies the precious contribution of the teacher. Going outdoors helps one look inwards. When we talk about looking inwards and to grow outwards, we should talk about executing students' ideas to lead him to his new me. On seeing two colors, for example, red and green, a person gets a powerful pull in him. He may associate red with his blood and green with the leaves of green trees around him. He can from this create a wonderful piece of literature showing closer relationships between man and nature. What I want to elucidate is the right use of the intrinsic powerful pull in every person to give shape to a marvelous piece. Our children should be helped with the new me mantra. The emerging education policy provides a plethora of subject options that interests children, and this is inclusive of the varied options in the areas of art, literature, sports, and beyond. The initial 5 years of schooling, the most important phase in a child's life, should be handled with utmost care. Children should be led to catch the values at this tender age, and they should be led to see, enjoy everything around them, give them the freedom to explore, and never let them to a don't. The children will develop their creative instincts quite naturally and would be prepared well enough to enter the portals of primary schooling. A strong foundation will definitely hold the blocks of learning, which would, in turn, leave a strong wall. It is then that joyful learning we envisage for our children become a reality, and it will definitely title the school as a happy and happening place. To promote and help the children pursue their interests and talents, which they have identified during their schooling, it would be ideal to set up Bhavan Center for Culture and Heritage. The big future challenge is the health and fitness of our children. We are all very enthusiastic about it. All the same, we can improve on the science and innovations in the routines and the training methodologies. Further, to help our children proceed professionally in the field of sports and games, I would suggest that Bhavans open a Bhavan Sports Academy, which would be of much help. Alongside of our changing notions of what constitutes a classroom, our ideas about the way teaching is delivered must also be reshaped. Each patient of a doctor has individualist treatment plans, and education should be no different. One model of teaching and learning fits all. That is outdated, and this has no place in the agenda for future education. Individualized learning plans will help them learn at a pace that best suits and engages them with content that is most beneficial. Our efforts to create a niche of innovation, entrepreneurship, and creativity in students to collaborate and partner with institutions from across the world that provides international exposure will be a reality only if curriculum teaching and learning extends well beyond the classroom. Fostering holistic development and promoting co-curricular activities cannot be overlooked. A set time, which is regular and recurrent for co-curricular activities, should be included in the curriculum, and a set of mandatory combination should be insisted upon for each age group. Participation in music, arts, drama, sports, etc., voluntarily or otherwise, helps in the emotional development, social development, and personality development. And this also supplements academic curriculum and learning by doing. Our children should be groomed to be well prepared for the future world with a sense of responsibility towards community and not just life and career ready. Adversity causes some men to break and others to break records. We should help our children turn obstacles into opportunities. 10 years from now, it is not IQ that would take prominence, but heart quotient, adversity quotient, and spiritual quotient. IQ predicts almost nothing about health, happiness, and wealth, the main key factors of success. But AQ, which is the hardwired pattern of response to life, a reliable predictor of whether a man would succeed in life or not, does. So this has to be included in the daily transactions. Our children tend to perceive their experiences constructively, use faith to maintain a positive outlook, and gain positive attention from others. Let our children face the daily momentary risks. Let us provide suggestions and not solutions, and appreciation in multitudes when they solve and come out of a difficult situation. Promoting indigenous or unstructured game would help them gain stamina of body and mind, logical thinking and designing, and in facing a difficult situation. Life skill lessons would help our children erase the disconnectedness in their relations. Home visits can also be included in the teacher's work profile. Future classrooms need to be radically different to become relevant for the new era of education, with technology at the center of this metamorphosis. The school activities have to be designed purposefully to give an apt mix of students' participation in academics and in creating a chance for all-round development. Education should go beyond books and build a bridge to the worlds with processing initiatives that enable our students to compete and excel as global citizens. Outdoor learning experience will nurture and nourish the minds. I am reminded of Tagore's Shantiniketan, which is based on the principles of humanism, internationalism, and a sustainable environment. Let our younger generation, the young Bhavanites, be exposed to a curriculum that is a unique blend of art, human values, and cultural interchange. Let us take lessons from the Mahatma, what he practiced in the Tolstoy farm years ago. Skill development is a very important area that needs to be taken care of. I am happy that we have been giving generic vocational classes, and the same has been included in the new education policy. General laboring, cooking, knowledge of carpentry, plumbing, productive crafts, manual work of a purely constructive nature for the maintenance and development of community life, all this will inculcate the ideals of social service and citizenship in children right from their earlier formative years. So education in the next 10 years should focus on experiential learning and the students being able to gain skills. Here at Bhavan, we're all geared to equip our children, take the long strides to progress and perfection. A school which is considered to be the mouthpiece of a society, and its teaching methods should reflect the revolutionary advancements that are constantly reconstructing it. We live in exciting times, and in order to help our younger generation successfully align its intellectual, physical, emotional, moral, and aesthetic personalities with the demands and challenges, we must create an educational paradigm that is innovative, insightful, stimulating, and conscious of the mammoth role it has to play in the student's life. Thank you, and my pranams.
Thank you, madam. The mainstay of the Bhavan throughout the 50 years of its glorious journey is the student community. And over the years, they have done us proud with their academic excellence. And this year too has not been any different. We will now be honoring the star performers of the AISSCE and AISSE 2020. I request the principal of Bhavan's Vidya Mandir Girinagar, Ms. Girija T.S., to do the honors.
Namaste. Excellence is a result of intelligent effort, perseverance, and skillful execution. Every champion continues to be totally committed, living by high standards and performing at its peak potential. It's a matter of great honor and delight to appreciate the hard work and consistent perseverance of our young achievers who made us proud with their meritorious achievements in AISSE and AISSCE 2020. Please join me in applauding and celebrating our star performers' outstanding success in academics. In AISSE Class 10, Devadath Mohan of Bhavan's Vidya Mandir Elamakara and Hridya P. Menon of Bhavan's Vidya Mandir Girinagar share the first position with 496 on 500, securing 99.2%. In AISSCE Class 12, Sri Lakshmi Ji from Science Stream of Bhavan's Varuna Vidyalaya Trikakara with 496 on 500, securing 99.2%. I'm extremely proud to announce that Sri Lakshmi Ji had secured first rank at the national level in AISSE Class 10 with 499 on 500, securing 99.8%. In Commerce Stream, Abhishek Prabhakar Patel of Bhavan's Aadarsha Vidyalaya Kakinad and Anaga Sanjat of Bhavan's Vidya Mandir Girinagar share the first position with 492 on 500, securing 98.4%. And in Humanities, Archisha Warrior of Bhavan's Aadarsha Vidyalaya Kakinad with 487 on 500, securing 97.4%. Accomplishing exemplary success in exams is just the beginning. May you conquer many more summits in your life. May your life be showered with commendable success and joy. Congratulations to all our achievers and best wishes for much continued success. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. The timeless appeal of gratitude will once again be endorsed at this momentous occasion. And may I invite CA K. Shankara Narayanan, Honorary Secretary and Treasurer, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, for presenting the closing remarks and for proposing the vote of thanks.
Namaste. Good afternoon to all. It gives me immense pleasure. Am I audible? To be a part of this August function. I am much delighted to note that Bhavan at Kochi has served the society for the last 50 years in a very commendable way. A humble beginning on the first day of Malayalam month Chingam in the year 1146, that is 17th August 1970. I have today reached a very enviable position, one of the largest Kendra in India, catering to over 15,000 students and more than 1,000 teachers and staff on roll. It was the wish of the management to celebrate the Golden Jubilee year in a befitting manner, and even to be remembered in the years to come. Talks by eminent personalities and cultural programs by renowned artists did make the celebrations a remarkable one. But unfortunately, the events which were scheduled during this year from March 2020 had to be cancelled due to the scare created by the pandemic. And due to the same cause, we are meeting today on a virtual platform. I am delighted to note that our chairman, Sri Venugopal Govind, is one of the founder members of the Bhavan's Kochi Kendra. His inspiring address has given a boost to our activities of the Bhavan. I express my sincere thanks to him for his continuing efforts to organize this function in a great way and for the valedictory address. Let me also thank Sri E. Ramankutti, director who presided over the function and delivered the presidential address. On behalf of the management and on my personal behalf, I extend our profound thanks to Sri Venkaiah Naidu, Honorable Vice President of India, for his Golden Jubilee goodwill message and best wishes. Sri Surendralal Ji Mehta Ji, President of Bhavan Worldwide, was kind enough to send his commendation and blessings on this occasion. On behalf of the management and on my personal behalf, I express sincere thanks to him for the same. Sri H.N. Dasturji, Executive Secretary and Director General, have been giving us all guidance from time to time. I place on record our sincere gratitude to Sri Dasturji for the Golden Jubilee goodwill message and his blessings on this occasion. On behalf of the management and on my personal behalf, I extend sincere thanks to Dr. Sheshayar, Professor and Advisor to Dean S.P. Jain Institute of Management and Research, and a member of the Kendra Committee for the address of felicitation this joyous moment. I express sincere thanks to Srimati Meena Vishwanathan, Srimati Jaya Jacob, Dr. Rajagopalan Nair, Srimati Sunita, Sri Suresh, and Srimati Parvati for presenting the vision for Bhavan. On behalf of everyone present, I express sincere thanks to each member of the technical team for the digital presentation on the journey of Bhavan Kochi Kendra, and also for all the technical support and assistance provided for this virtual platform. I also take this opportunity to extend sincere thanks to all our invitees, including members of Bhavan's family across the country, well-wishers, alumni, my colleagues in the Kendra Committee, educational officers, coordinators, Bhavan's Research and Development Center, heads of our institutions, teachers, and staff members for joining us and making this function a memorable one. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The formal meeting having come to an end, it's time for an enriching oral and visual treat, aptly titled Haimadyudi. And Haimadyudi commences with a much loved and revered Bhavan's anthem.
जय जय विद्या भवन भारती, जय जय विद्या भवन हमारा, जय जय कर्म की ज्योति जगाता, अमृतमया विद्या सरसाता, यहाँ जगत कल्याण सुधा की बहे प्रेम रस धारा। जय जय विद्या भवन भारती, जय जय विद्या भवन हमारा। मूल गौरव संस्कृत भाषा का, देश विदेशों में फैलाता। सत्य शिवम सुंदरता संगम, भारत राज दुलारा। जय जय विद्या भवन भारती, जय जय विद्या भवन हमारा। भारत संस्कृति कला निकेतन, विकसाता साहित्य सनातन। नव विज्ञान कला कौशलता, पावन मंदिर प्यारा। जय जय विद्या भवन भारती, जय जय विद्या भवन हमारा। प्रभु अर्पित सब कर्म कराता, मानव को संबंध कराता। सदा एकता प्रेम भक्ति पर, सदा एकता प्रेम भक्ति पर, तन मन धन सब वारा। जय जय विद्या भवन भारती, जय जय विद्या भवन हमारा। 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 जय जय विद्या भवन
That was indeed melodious rendering of the Bhavan's anthem. We now have a rich visual treat performed by some of the most illustrious dancers from amongst our alumni who have carved a niche for themselves in the dancing circuit across the globe, in distant lands, both in the East and West, as well as in home territory.
सभातलम्रागिलमागुवन्नादमयूखमे स्वागतं स्वागतं स्वागतम् सफादलं रागिलमागुवान् नादमयूखमे स्वागतम् देवसभादलं रागिलमागुवान् नादमयूखमे स्वागतम् स्वागतम् గమ పదని పదని సాని మగరి షడ్జం సరే గమ పద సరే గమ పదని సానే ధప మప సాని ధప మగరి స മയൂരനാദം സ്വരമായി വിടരും ഷഡ്ജമനാഹതമന്ത്രം മയൂരനടനം ലയമായി തെളിയും ഷഡ്ജം ആധാരനാദം പമഗമഗ നേ നേ സരഗമപദനി സരേ രേ ഋഷഭം ഋഷഭസ്വരങ്ങളായി പൗരുഷമേകും ശിവവാഹനമേ നന്ദി ഹൃദയാനന്ദമേകും ഋഷിഗതമാം സ്വരസഞ്ജയമേ നന്ദി സരിഗമഗരി സരിഗമദ ബഗരി സരിഗമദ സദ ബഗരി സരിഗമദ സരിഗ ഗ ഗ ഗാന്ധാരം സന്തോഷകാരക സ്വരം 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 അജരവ ഗാന്ധാരം 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 ആമോദകാരക സ്വരം സുന്ദര ഗാന്ധാരം 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 ദരഗമ പദനി ദരേ രിഗമ രിഗമ മധ്യമം പഞ്ചം ശ്രുതിയിലുണർത്തും നിസ്വനം മധ്യമം ശ്രുതിയിലിണങ്ങും കാരുണ്യം മധ്യമം മനിത പാപ്പ മകരി നീ ഋഗമ പാപ്പ പഞ്ചമം സദാ നേഗ പഞ്ചമം വസന്ത കോകില സ്വനം സ്വനം കോകില സ്വനം വസന്ത കോകില സ്വനം മേഘരാഗങ്ങളെ തൊട്ടുണരോളരാമണ്ടൂരമന്ത്രം ദൈവതോ അശ്വരവങ്ങളാജ്ഞാചക്രത്തെ ഉണർത്തും സ്വരൂപം കൈവരം സരിഗമപദനി ധനി പദനി മപദനി ഗമപദനി നിഷാദം ഗജമുഖനാദം സാന്ത്വനഭാവം ആഗമജപലയ നിഷാദരൂപം നീനി നീനി ശാന്തമായി പൊഴിയും സ്വരജലകണങ്ങൾ ഏകമായൊഴുകും ഗംഗാപ്രവാഹം. ദിടി ദിടി താകെ ദിടി കിടത ദിടി താകെ ദിടി കിടത ദിടി കിടത ദിടി കിടത ദിടി താകെ ദിടി കദ ധാന ധാന ധ ദിടി കദ ധാന ധാന ധ ദിടി കദ ധാന ധാന ധ. അനുദാത്ത മുദാത്ത സ്വരിത പ്രജയം താണ്ഡവമുഖലയ പ്രഭവം പ്രണവാകാരം സംഗീതം. അഗനും ധനും ദും ദദഗഗനും ധനും ദും ദദഗനും ധനും ദും ദദഗഗ അഗനും ധനം ദും ദദഗഗനും ധനം തയയനും ധനം ദും ദദയയനും ദും ധനം തയയനും ദും ധനം തയയനും ദും ധനം ദ. ആനന്ദം അനന്താനന്ദം ജഗദാനന്ദം സംഗീതം. ആനന്ദം ആനന്ദാനന്ദം ജഗദാനന്ദം സംഗീതം. മരിതനി ഭരിച്ച ഇതനി ബമസന്നീനി തനി ബമരി നിപ്പ മരിതനി ഭരിച്ച ഇതനി ബമസന്നി തനി ബമരി നിപ്പ മരിതനി ഭരി ഇതനി ബമസ തനി ബമരി നി മരിതനി ഭരിതനി ബമസനി ബമപ ഇതനി ബമസനി ബമരി നി ബമരി മ തനി ബമരി നി ബമരി തരി മപനി. ആനന്ദം ആനന്ദാനന്ദം ജഗദാനന്ദം സംഗീതം. ആനന്ദം ആനന്ദാനന്ദം ജഗദാനന്ദം സംഗീതം. സംഗീതം സംഗീതം.
That was certainly an enthralling feast for our eyes, wasn't it? And performing for us on screen were Bhavan's alumni from all our schools. Divya Unni from Bhavan's Vidya Mandir Girinagar. Shyama Shashidharan from Bhavan's Vidya Mandir Erur. Tejaswini Ramaswamy from Bhavan's Newsprint Vidyalaya Vellur. Lakshmi Menon from Bhavan's Munshi Vidyashram Tiruvankulam. Bhavana Murugesh from Bhavan's Varuna Vidyalaya Trikakara. And Parvati Menon from Bhavan's Vidya Mandir Elamakkara. The all-encompassing power of music has stood the test of time, and we shall now be taken on a musical tour by the gifted crop of singers whose mellifluous rendering of the Onam song is sure to be an oral treat.
പൂത്തിരയാടും പൂത്തിരയാടും ഗ്രാമവസന്തം തിരുമുടി അണിയുകയായി. ഉന്മാദം തിരയുയർത്തി ആമോദം കളമുണർത്തി. ഉന്മാദം തിരയുയർത്തി ആമോദം കളമുണർത്തി. കഥകളിയിൽ അനഘനയനാശു പദകമനം വിളങ്ങിയ വിരാമം. ഭരത നടന ജതിയിലഴകി സാന്ദ്രഭാവചലനം ചലനം മുത്രാട പൂവിളിയിൽ. മുത്രാട പൂവിളിയിൽ. മുത്രാട പൂവിളിയിൽ. മുത്രാട പൂവിളിയിൽ കേരളമുണരുകയായി. പൂത്തിരയാടും ഗ്രാമവസന്തം തിരുമുടി അണിയുകയായി. പടയണിയിലെ പഴമകളും പഴമുതിരും പൊൻപാർവണവും മധുമയ ലഹരിയിൽ അടിപൊളിയുലയുകയായി. പ്രകൃതി തൊഴുതുണരും ഇവിടെ ഒരുമയുടെ യാഗഭാവനയനം ലയനം. മുത്രാട പൂവിളിയിൽ കേരളമുണരുകയായി. പൂത്തിരയാടും ഗ്രാമവസന്തം തിരുമുടി അണിയുകയായി.
All of you will surely agree that we don't have a dearth of singers at the Bhavan. And it was such a pleasure listening to them. And they're not done with. Music is never tiring. And almost all of us would love to listen to that endearing song, the Jadiswaram, which we crave to listen over and over again. Rara Venu Gopabala. That beautiful rendering was overwhelming, to say the least. It was a fitting end to what has been a really momentous occasion. Some years from now, we all will become part of history when the future generations of Bhavanites speak about the Golden Jubilee celebrations of our great organization. And I can envisage how they will reminisce about how it all began, the journey undertaken by the founding fathers and carried on by the torchbearers at different points in its growth. And let us all be optimistic that the legacy of the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan and the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra will be alive and vibrant for posterity to speak about it even after 100 years. God be with us. I request all of you to kindly rise for the national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
So thank you. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, Sri Jyoti. Thanks, everyone. Can you hear me?
You can hear.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir. We can hear you.
A big, big thank you. A very big thank you to every one of you, all of you. As Sri
Thank you,
Jyoti
sir.
rightly said, who will all go into part of this history. Undoubtedly, part of the long, long history of Bhavans, which will remain and will be cherished for ages. So this day, I'm very sure it will be remembered. And very, very happy conclusion. Exceedingly well done by everyone.
Thank you.
All the participants, all the compeers,
Thank you very much.
all those who have contributed. Every speech was brilliant. The vision statements
Thank
were
you.
all outstanding. Everything went off immaculately, spectacularly well. A big thanks to each and every one of you without naming anyone. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, we had around 1,300 participants, people joining in YouTube.
How many?
Great.
How many?
1,300.
Wow, excellent.
And here we had 453 plus initially.
Okay.
Almost
Can
200.
you identify later on the centers from where they have seen our program later on?
That we have to try, sir. I don't think it is possible, but then let us try.
No, if you can show me the this one, I think I may be able to help you.
No, sir, participants list we won't get. We'll just get the count.
Count
Views,
only.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We'll
Those
get
who are coming on YouTube, only you can get the count.